Anna was little. Oh no, here we go again. What is it going to be about this time? Now, I'm sure many of you have related to this situation at some point in your life. Unfortunately for me, the majority of the stories dedicated to me have a little bit of an embarrassing factor to them. But whatever that story is that pops into your mind, it's important to keep these stories alive in order to remember and in order to celebrate the authentic memories that each one of our family has. I come from a family of 5. Me, my older siblings, and my 2 parents. And every single week growing up, we would go to a family dinner at my parents' best friend's house because they had kids that were our age that we could play with. And so at these dinners, the kids would sit at the kids' table and the parents would sit at the parents' table, which really just meant that the kids would have a foldable table that was next to the dining room table. And when we would finish eating our food, us kids, which would take maybe 5 minutes because we were so eager to go outside and play again, we would ask to be excused. Now, this was almost the case for every kid, except for me. So all the kids would go outside and play, and I would stay back at the dinner table, and I would get out of my seat, and I would go to the chair next to me, and I would sit down and pick up my sister's fork and eat all of the food that she left over on her plate, keeping in mind that I just ate my entire dinner. And so when I finished all of her food, I would get out of her seat and go to my brother's seat, and I would pick up his fork and eat all of his food. And this would continue happening until I made the entire round of all the kids' plates. And so all the parents would still be there, sitting there watching me. None of the kids are there. Everyone's playing. And here's this little 5-year-old, scavenging around the table, just devouring all of the food. Scraping the plates just clean. And so they would just sit there and watch me do it as if I was a walking garbage disposal. Now, this story in itself doesn't have an underlying takeaway message that I can give to you based on that story, but it's significant in itself because this story continuously pops up in my family year in and year out. These are the stories that are authentic and unique to each one of our families. These are the stories that we can ask any family member to retell, and they would be able to do it as if it happened yesterday. These are the stories that no one can claim are theirs. So the next time your mom says, "When Jenner was a child," or "When Abby was a child," let her proudly retell that story.